It is Monday, November 11th, AD 2024, and we have a, oh yeah, pardon me, I have this thing right in this face. We have, let me see, I think I can do it, I know how to do it. We have Bigg Bump. Hey, what's up? Thank you, Nick, the American anchor baby. We have Bigg Bump with us today. Is your mic on? Flick it on. There you go.
Yeah.
Nice.
All right, there we go.
What's up, Bigg Bump?
Not much. How you doing, James?
Doing fine, thank you.
Nice. Right on.
We have Anchor Baby helping to make sure that we get stuff right. But make sure you talk good and loud today. You don't want to bore. You don't want to bore John from Kentucky.
Right. I don't want you to put you to sleep, John from Kentucky.
Your Black Hebrew Israelite brother. What are we going to be talking about today, Bigg Bump? Happy Veterans Day.
Happy Veterans Day. And a special shout out to my father. Happy Veterans Day, whether you're listening or not.
Nice.
A few things were the Tuskegee homecoming shooting, mass shooting, let me be more specific. An update on the boxer from Algeria in the Olympics,
Right.
which is
The one who was declared a woman from his doctor or her doctor.
right,
This person's doctor.
right, yeah, that gentleman. Also the auctioning off of your competitors, I guess his business, the InfoWars empire,
Yeah.
is tomorrow.
Who's gonna buy it? Elon Musk?
That would be great.
Doubt it though, huh?
Right.
There's
Yeah.
been no word.
The Trump effect issue of things happening before even happening. Individuals, countries, things changing in going to a certain direction. And also I came across the witch, it says witches, spells against Donald Trump not working. So that was interesting. I had heard it before, but
So the witches are casting spells on Donald Trump, and they're like, "This is not working."
it's not working. Yeah, they're doing everything they can, but
That's
it's just
funny.
not working.
And that's exciting.
Yeah.
I like that story.
Yeah, I do too. And those are, that's what I have. That's what interests my brain this weekend.
Right on, man. So we will get to all of that, guys. What's up, Pastor Chatelet? Pastor Chatelet is now a monthly supporter over on the Hake Report Rumble. Right on, man. And your calls, if you'd like to call in, and your super chats. I did see some super chats come in. But anyway, guys, let's just get right on with the Veterans Day special edition of the Hake Report, co-hosted by Bigg Bump with the... Yeah, making sure it's good. Look at the beautiful, obvious globe. The show!
Have you been naughty or nice?
The Hake Report. La la la. It's the Hake Report. The Hake Report. La la la.
Hey guys!
It's the Hake Report. The Hake Report. La la la. It's the Hake Report. The Hake Report. La la la.
So, how you guys doing? I am fine. I got my USS Iowa t-shirt on. I got this on a Memorial Day 10 years ago, probably. 10 and a half years ago. And Bigg Bump has his LA hat. What's the coloring on that there?
Red, white, and blue. It is
Oh,
navy
right
blue,
on.
so it has the USA on one of the sides. So it's just a veterans. I think it was a Independence Day hat.
Oh,
so
right on.
Typically, I'll just wear it.
Sweet.
Yeah. So somewhere on this, I think it may say USA.
There's
this
a
side.
flag, a little flag there.
Oh, then it,
In the LA, USA. Very cool. Right on, man.
yeah. So
Well, welcome, man. It's
Thank you.
It's good to have you back.
nice. Thank you for having me.
You're welcome. Just want to make sure that the picture is looking good. Okay, and we have a B here for Bigg Bump.
There you go.
Real quick, let's kick off with a call before we get in,
Oh, nice.
or two,
Go ahead.
before we get
Sure
into
thing.
these stories. Joe in Phoenix, Arizona, one of our favorite callers. Joe, my co-host, actually. Joe, how you doing? Happy Veterans Day to you. You're live with Bigg Bump and Hake.
Happy Veterans Day to both of you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bigg Bump, what part of the service was your dad in?
He was in the Navy.
Oh, wonderful. My family members in the Navy, too.
Nice.
Outstanding.
Yeah.
Outstanding. All right, Hake, so I know that you think I love to say I told you so, but did you see last week that Merrick Garland has already ordered Jack Smith to drop the 2 federal cases?
Wow, right on.
Yeah, he went full Neville Chamberlain and just already, I mean, Trump's not even in office. He ordered him to drop the cases.
Sweet. That's good.
Trump
Wow.
effect.
So, but more importantly, did you see that Jerome Powell in his last press conference was getting questions from supposed Trump supporters or people who could be in his cabinet saying, are you going to step down before Trump fires you? Now, let's see if you can connect the dots, because his response is, well, the president can't fire me by law, which is technically true, but I wouldn't put it past Trump to find a way.
Right. He is a.
So why do you,
So go ahead. What's your question?
yeah, why do you think Trump is already considering getting rid of him? If you recall, in his first term, Trump took a lot of shots at Jerome Powell. Called him incompetent, didn't know what he was doing.
But never got rid of him, huh?
Well, because technically you can't by law.
Right.
But,
That's
That's
the
it.
Fed.
What I've been
Chairman of
telling
the
you, James.
Fed. Go ahead.
Well, by law,
yeah,
the Federal Reserve is not constitutional, so he can make that determination, though.
I don't know what you're saying. It's not constitutional, Bigg Bump. That certainly could be disputed. But
No, it can't be disputed. It's not constitutional. The Federal
in
Reserve,
what way? Yeah, in what way?
that it's not part of the Constitution for the Federal Reserve to be enacted. They just signed it in Congress.
Okay. Did Congress have that power per the Constitution?
Yeah, but it's not a constitutional. It's not lawful within the Constitution to have anything.
Are you trying to
like
say that it's not? It wasn't directly addressed in the Constitution? Is that what you're saying?
It doesn't allow for a central bank.
It's unconstitutional to have a central bank?
Yes.
That's an interesting take. I'm not sure it's accurate, but interesting take. But
Likewise.
James, I've been calling in for months trying to give you the heads up on this. I hope you can connect the dots to see why Trump and his team are already focusing on the Federal Reserve and the chairperson. Now, I've been telling you that the Atlanta Fed president, the Boston Fed chair president, the St. Louis Fed chair president have all been investigated and admitted to insider trading on stocks, on real estate. The St. Louis president was getting paid to give speeches to select groups of bankers and giving them insider information just to those groups. None of them have been arrested or prosecuted, not a single one.
Is that because they're like powerful? And then they
Absolutely.
have powerful friends?
Absolutely. So when I say the haves and have-nots, it's nothing to do with communism. I'm trying to tell you what's really going on. I
Right.
spent my whole career
Well, we are
teaching
all
folks how to become the haves.
you're preaching to the choir to some extent because we are all Fed skeptics, Federal Reserve haters here. We hate the Fed.
Well,
We love the people in the Fed, but we reject the Fed. Something like that.
No need to hate them, but again, when you're a Keystone cop, your Keystone commanders call in saying, "Oh, look at the prisons, the real criminals, the ones, as per Milton Friedman, that are really the biggest risk to our society. They're not even being arrested, James."
Oh, okay. Well, I mean, you got to deal with both, really, because they're both real criminals. They're all real criminals. Both the black,
we agree on that.
both the black lowbrow criminals who are destroying our societies around here locally, and the unseen criminals who are doing evil things away from our sight. Those are both real issues. Yeah.
Sure. We can agree that they're both real issues. Okay.
Nice.
So it's going to be fascinating. Now, I didn't call in the last few days because I was in D.C. working on the stuff that we talked about. And,
Nice.
James, I have never seen people so galvanized, people so determined to block Trump at every turn
Yeah.
in Project 2025. I mean, not just Democrats, but what you would call rhinos and independents as well.
Yeah, I know.
They are already just absolutely mustering everything they can, and they're going to block Trump at every single step.
Yeah, I believe that. That's what they did the first term.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
They're going to do it again. There's going to be multiple lawsuits, multiple legal challenges.
That's what I was trying to tell. That's what I was trying to tell Ronnie from Ohio about Trump's work on the border. They were trying to block him even on the border stuff.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
This whole. It's going to be very funny to see your Keystone cops, your Keystone commanders get so frustrated when they figure out that government just doesn't work the way they think it's going to.
Right, because the Trump haters. I mean, the people who criticize Trump for not doing this or not doing that, not being as nationalist as he could have been, or in their minds should have been. I'm like, he's not this all-powerful person. When you have the whole cabinet and establishment, like you said, against you, you can't. Your hands are kind of tied as a president. So I'm with you, man.
Another reason why I was against him being president, because he is so divisive and so caustic, in my opinion, that he
found a way.
He's very good at campaigning. Clearly, he's won 2 out of 3.
Nice,
but he's not good at governing.
Oh, well, we'll see. I think that he's done. I think he's done some great things, and I think that he will. We'll see what happens with peace. If peace returns, some form of peace in Europe and Eastern Europe or Asia, whatever that place is, Russia, Ukraine, and the Middle East. I think that those are two things that weigh on my mind for some reason. I don't know. I'm not a big fan of people killing one another like crazy, out of control. And so I think that I don't think that he is either. And we'll see if he's effective on that. He seemed to do okay the first term on the foreign policy stuff. And then bringing the economy back, I think that he did a lot, even despite... Because there's some things that even the rhinos and even probably some of the Democrats do like and appreciate about a good economy. And then the border, he'll do some stuff on the border. I know that they'll be able to stop him on a lot of stuff. But hey, I think that he's doing fine, and I don't blame him for these evil people hating him. That's crazy. Anyway, nice talking with you.
Yeah, if you give me 2 more items. On the mass deportations.
Yeah.
That folks are expecting. You look back at Eisenhower's immigration plan, right?
Is that the Operation WB?
It is.
Okay.
So that got defunded in less than a year and a half. That's how they fight you in Congress.
Yeah, they control the purse strings.
Orders. Exactly. Even with executive orders that Trump's going to issue, Congress will defund whatever he signs into executive order.
I believe that.
So it won't be done. That's what happened with the whole HBCU money. Didn't happen.
So he funded them, and then they defunded them? The Congress did?
Trump didn't fund them. He signed an executive order. And
right.
They went nowhere in Congress. Yeah.
Whoa. But I didn't they still get some money, though, thanks to Trump?
Well, yeah. Well, I wouldn't say thanks. They get, it's already pre-planned in the budget yearly budget that they get some money. Trump tried to increase it, and they said no.
Huh. Nice. Good. Good old Congress.
All right. So it's going to
They
be
don't
an
need that money.
interesting 4 years.
For sure.
Keep an eye on Jerome Powell and what's going to happen there.
Okay.
It's going to be fascinating to see if Trump can really fire him or not.
Yeah. He can make his life very unpleasant.
All right.
All right. Thank you, Joe.
All right, guys. Have a good day.
You too. Bye. Wow. Well, that's somewhat up your alley. This Trump and the Fed stuff.
Yeah.
So anyway, let's go forward. Let's talk about this.
Yes, I am
ahead.
definitely for ending the Fed, and I like the sentiment of Elon Musk mentioning something, and then Ron Paul putting his interjecting his ending the Fed, and them embracing that. So
Yeah.
that helps tremendously.
Very cool.
Yeah.
It kind of brings attention to it
Right.
because if they're kind of floating under the radar, nobody's really paying attention to them. They can get away with a lot more.
Right.
I would
for
think.
sure. It's being shown since 1913. We're in this position we're in now.
Yeah.
So for sure, no doubt about it.
Nice. So what shall we cover? What shall we hit first here, Bigg Bump?
Maybe the Alex Jones issue.
Nice.
Just
My competitor.
I think it's pretty important
Yeah. Totally.
because just like your caller had just called, he has pretty much said you don't have free speech,
Yeah.
and that's the First Amendment. Like literally, it's a First Amendment for a reason, and you know, Alex Jones is being shafted, for lack of a better word, for having a First Amendment.
So this is what my competitor posted. Breaking! The Democrat Party lawyers have filed in Texas state court to appoint a receiver over Alex Jones, the person, literally repealing the 13th Amendment's outlawing of indentured servitude and slavery. And if this was happening to Jordan Peterson or Tucker Carlson, it would be a top story in the country. But they're able to do it to AJ. And that's thanks to Hake's connections in the Fed, among the Feds. Because I'm taking down my competitor. They will do it to anybody they want. Indeed, I'm with you there. Do you want me to play this? That's
up
a
to
long
you.
thing.
No, it is long. So
Here's Alex Jones.
Free,
talking.
open to everyone. They've now said what I told you they wanted to do months ago. They're in the news saying we want to own his archive and ban it.
Wow,
Be able to go around and take Alex Jones down everywhere.
it's crazy.
Talk about Streisand effect. We're winning.
That's crazy.
it is.
They want to take down his stuff. Like, that's insane.
Take it down, make it like he never existed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, they did that with Stefan Molyneux. You
Oh,
can only
right,
find
yeah.
Stefan. Everybody forgot about Stefan Molyneux.
I forget about him. I forgot just then.
Right. The only time I ever remember him is when I go to BitChute. Jesse Lee Peterson and Hake are both on BitChute.
Okay. Yeah.
And then sometimes on Odyssey. And nobody goes to BitChute. I mean, some people do. And barely anybody goes to Odyssey, Odyssee. But that's the only time I ever hear or see anything about Stefan Molyneux. And he's still fairly popular on those platforms.
Is he? Okay.
But, yeah.
It's been a while since I've...
us normal people forget all about him.
Right, yeah.
And he had like 1 million... He had 1 million followers on YouTube back when that meant something.
Right. Gotcha.
Everybody has 1 million now.
Man,
A lot of people.
It's crazy.
That's crazy that they're trying to take him down.
Yeah.
And they're actually sort of successful at it.
Yeah. It's gotten to this point. When he mentioned it on the show initially, just following up to it, that taking his name, that slave type situation where they're trying to unperson him.
Right.
They've been trying to do it, but to go to this extent to pretty much take everything and auction it off and just have it up for grabs for anyone that can afford it at whatever cost or whatever rate it is. And then just the silencing part it's insane. It's ridiculous.
And this is all because of the excuse is the Sandy Hook families,
Right.
so-called families.
Right. All because of,
Because some unnamed people, I don't know if they're named. I'm calling them unnamed, but I don't know if they're named. Some supposed fans of Alex Jones called and harassed them and threatened some families.
Right.
Accused them of being, actors and actresses, paid actors, crisis actors. And nothing has actually happened to any of them, right? They've never been injured.
No, not that I don't know of anything,
I'm
and I
aware
want to
of.
say no, nothing ever happened to
People
anyone.
are always threatened over all kinds of crazy things that the mainstream media does to destroy people's lives. And
Right.
and they speculate like crazy. Alex Jones, admittedly, I guess he was speculating about,
Right, yeah.
was this real, was this
Right.
not?
As he typically does. There's
Yeah,
nothing
he
out there new.
typically will say something, assert something, and then go back later within minutes
Right.
and be like, actually, I don't know.
Right.
So what was the real story? Were you there watching him
Yeah.
say these things way back during the
I watched.
2012?
Yeah, definitely.
So
I
what was
watching.
your impression from him? What was your message that you received from him about the Sandy Hook thing? Was that real? Was it fake? Or was it a question?
Because of all the anomalies that all the news sources that were saying whatever they were saying other people running around in the woods. They were saying that all type of different things. They're saying it. What are you supposed to, what back then, what are you to believe? Do you believe that
It's fresh.
was
It's fresh. It's breaking news, and a lot of times
Every
breaking
time.
news is wrong.
Every time, every step of the way, it's breaking news. Everything is
Oh, it
new.
was this guy Sam Hyde, for example.
That's how it goes.
Right.
So he's just saying, hey, this is what happened. So he has other people come onto the show that were involved in different areas of schools and things. They'll say something. He's just getting expert opinions.
Yeah.
He just says, hey, this is what happens. This could be the situation. And that's, ever since I've listened to Alex Jones, that's been the case. So this situation was nothing different from, I wasn't listening to him in 9/11, but I went back to the archives to see. It's the same situation.
Yeah.
Anything.
And he's up for conspiracy theories being real. Many times they end up being real.
Right.
Many times they end up not being real. One thing about people, though, there's people in my live chat, people in my comments who assert, without seeming to know anything, that every single mass shooting
Right.
is fake, is a false flag.
Right.
I'm like, why do you think that? Is that related to him? Is that influenced by him, or is it why do these people have this mind?
I don't know.
Because that's not how Alex Jones strikes me as thinking.
Right. No.
He will entertain. It's possible, I suppose, more than most of us.
Right. Yeah.
He may even make an assertion and then walk it back, which is what I gather that he did with Sandy Hook.
Yeah. That's how it is. As he says now that he believes that it happened.
Yeah.
Because they tore down the school within a short time frame. Also, I'll get back to what you were saying.
Okay. Yeah. Go for it.
Things like that. Why? I mean, that was the evidence. That was the actual place where it happened. Why? Just why people were. Some people were just curious.
Yeah.
At all costs. Some people are influenced by Alex Jones in the conspiracy portion.
Right.
And then there are some people that are just off the rail no matter what.
Yeah.
And I still, I see it all the time. And once after 9/11 and me started questioning that, I've noticed that I have in the past gone that way, but then just realizing that, step back, everything isn't that conspiracy or conspiratorial.
Stick with what you know.
Yeah.
Know that you don't know.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
But when there's some things that are said that you're like, man, this is too. It's almost like it's obvious, like they just put it in your face. But they do say that they'll show you things before it happening.
Okay.
You know, open the door for the vampire, he'll come in. Open the door for Satan, he'll come in.
Yeah.
Allow that to happen. So same thing with government type things. They'll show you something, and then they'll do it later on.
Right.
So
a lot of times they're like planning because they know that there's a weakness, so they plan for some weakness, like a crisis.
Yeah.
There's always going to be some famine or some disease or whatever, some war, and so they prep for such things.
Yeah. And that,
in order for them to be best suited to take more power.
Right. Yeah.
It doesn't mean that the disease is fake.
Right.
It doesn't mean that. I mean, they may overblow the disease.
Yeah. That's another thing with that.
Yeah.
With that Chinese virus type thing, that he was, of course, talking about that before, because that's what they wrote about. There's papers on that. There's documents saying, you know, we're going to create this virus or whatever disease, and we're going to control the population with it.
Yeah.
And it happens. So people will gravitate to that once they see that it, you know, is something that happens.
Right.
You know that it was planned. We see it now. You can't trust the government.
Right.
So almost like every situation, you can actually go that route and make it conspiratorial because the government has lied so many times.
Yeah. A lot of it is plain incompetence because they are corrupt. Corrupt people are pretty incompetent a lot of the time.
And also there's decompartmentalization where everyone doesn't know what the other one is doing.
Right.
So this person may be
that communication's bad.
Yeah. But this person is over this and he's involved with someone else, but that person has no idea what he has for his portion of this situation, you know, and on and on and on.
That's true. People often will assume that stuff is way more coordinated and planned than it really is.
Yeah.
Which is funny.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. That's the case with that thing. So people will just question things naturally.
Yeah. True.
And over time, if you get information or you see certain things, you're just going to question it.
What an unjust takedown.
Yeah. And it brings back to, there was also that, I don't recall, well, let me see. It was earlier in the year, the one gentleman, he's a CIA, he was with the CIA at the moment. So it was in April. And there was an investigation where they did like an undercover type thing. He was current as CIA contracting officer, former FBI. And he was saying that it says both can put anyone in jail, this is a quote, and set them up. We call it a nudge. So it's a way, and he specifically said, Alex Jones, that, you know, we decided to push him a little bit, push the CIA a little bit, the FBI to go after him a little more aggressively than
to provoke him to do something or say something questionable or wrong.
Not in that, to push the FBI to go after him.
Oh, okay.
Not even to.
So they're not nudging him; they're nudging them.
Right. Yeah.
Crazy.
The government itself.
Yeah.
Government entities, and so those are things where, I guess, the point with that is just seeing that he's under attack.
Yeah.
That's what I'm trying to get at. That he's
Green
under
light
attack.
on him.
Yeah. He at all costs.
Open season.
Yeah. Yeah, and Alex Jones is not Adam Lanza. It's simple as that. You know, no matter what he said.
Adam Lanza being the guy who shot up the Sandy Hook people.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
They want to take out their anger, and they're a bunch of liberals. It's a liberal town.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
The Sandy Hook parents tend to be, I think mass shootings, I have a theory that mass shootings tend to happen in liberal areas because liberal families are angry families. Right. And dysfunctional, and they leave themselves open to being attacked.
True.
And so, children of messed up families, messed up liberal families, woman-led families, are the ones who take out their anger on. I mean, that's black mass shootings,
Right.
liberals.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
Same
Definitely.
thing with the whites.
Right. There was something that you just said, but it just slipped my mind just that quick about I don't know if it was Lanza himself or what it was, but yeah, the attack. That's all. I don't know. I don't know what else I was going to say.
$1 billion. That's crazy to me.
That's insane.
So he got sued and they issued a $1 billion judgment
Yeah.
against him.
Right.
And now the Democrat, is it literally the Democrat Party that's trying to shut him down there?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
The Democrat Party lawyers, according to Real AJ.
In that X video, it was on his show. He's talked about the situation that actually happened and occurred. For it to get to that point, he had a collections officer or whatever you call the person previously trying to shut him down at the office beforehand, and so happened he had a judge that noticed it. He said he's a more of a conservative type judge, but he noticed, hey, something's not right. Get him out of here. Fire him right now.
Wow.
And, so he got rid of that. I think it's called a ROC or something similar.
Was that day a few months ago that it was going to get shut down?
Yeah.
That they said, Infowars is getting shut down?
Yeah.
That's
And
crazy.
he caught it. He just so happened to catch.
Nice.
He realized what was going on that day.
Yeah.
And he was getting different things from different, getting word from different individuals within security that's with him, and then security outside of with the government that the guy that was trying to shut him down. So yeah, he caught on to it pretty quick. And, yeah, crazy. They're after him at all costs.
It's a good thing that he's connected. It's both I guess it's a positive and negative to be that big and that effective and and that popular.
Right.
Because it makes you a target. That's why they're targeting him in the first place, really.
Right.
Because he's effective. A lot of people believe in what he says and agree with him.
Yeah.
Just like when they took down Bill O'Reilly.
Right. Oh, right.
Bill O'Reilly was very influential.
Yeah.
You know? And it's not just that he was influential, it was that he was the voice of the people.
Mm-hmm.
He's just a normal boomer guy.
Right.
And Alex Jones, that's how I see him too. He's a normal Christian man who wants America to be
That's it.
pro-America.
That's it. Yeah.
America
Right.
first. I'm a human. And he's not liberal.
Right.
And he's not a commie.
Right. Yeah. To get him to renege on any of that would be insane. He says, "Oh, I would do this." He may be joking and hyperbole, but he's serious. There's no doubt about that. That he'll stand up until it is. Yeah.
He believes in what he's fighting for sure.
Right. And this is what I did want to say. That two things. The first is it was another issue with one of the parents for the Sandy Hook where, and I can see why everyone would say it. To me, it's strange also. The guy that he was laughing and joking before his interview, before he came on stage. If it's so, he's so devastated, it just seemed weird to joke and laugh, and immediately you turn it on and you're sobbing and crying. That
is how people are. That's how babies are. That's how everybody really is.
True. Yeah. But it's just
and
weird.
it is all a show.
It is. Yeah. That's
if he's
true.
crying, he's lying.
Yeah.
That's funny though.
Yeah. But then the other thing is the free speech issue that everyone, they want to take it. I said your caller before, Joe. He said he's happy that this is happening to Alex Jones.
Yeah.
But it's ironic now that they've called for him to be the press secretary. So, and he's
who's called for Alex Jones to be press secretary?
Donald Trump Jr. has.
Oh, Don Jr. wants
he said, whatever it be in a small capacity of time, 2 weeks to a month, he has called on him to do it. And when he made the statement, like a couple days later, he Alex Jones said he accepted. So
I did see that.
Yeah,
That's
so,
funny, man.
That's take away his speech, but this is something else. Now you're gonna get this in your face every morning.
Yeah.
And it's gonna be a TV show every morning. You're gonna get what you asked for. You don't want him to speak. He has a platform, even maybe not even bigger, but just as big as what you taken from him.
I formally accept the offer to serve as Trump's new press secretary. November 7th. With a big old gun next
He's
to his
also
truck.
said that he knows that he only wants it for a small amount of time.
Okay.
So it wouldn't be anything as braggadocious, but as Alex Jones is, that's just how he is.
It would be refreshing to have a man.
Yeah, right, for sure.
Right.
Yeah.
Because Trump is always picking women to do stuff. And I like some of the gals whom he picks, but wouldn't you rather look at this face?
Right. Like you said, that's more refreshing.
Yeah. I was thinking Vivek Ramaswamy should be press secretary.
That's probably the permanent one.
Yeah.
But
people are like, oh, that's beneath him. But, I mean, he handles the media really well.
Yeah, he does.
And so, too, does the vice president.
Yeah, I figured. Yeah, I
JD
was going to
Vance,
say. Yeah,
I heard.
Definitely. He does. Every time I see him, he has, he's very straightforward and witty. It seems, without being witty. He's not, I don't think he's trying to be. It's just,
right.
That's just how
he's with it.
Yeah. It's perfect that his age makes him, being younger, it can get him to be, I guess, just to be like that. It just comes to him naturally, for sure. Yeah.
Nice. Right on, man.
Yeah.
So we're wishing him well. We're pulling for you.
That's for
AJ.
sure.
Well,
and he said he'll be there until the door's shut if it doesn't go the positive route.
Yeah.
In their favor.
He'll be fine.
Yeah.
People
for
love
sure.
him, and he has a good work ethic, I think.
Yeah. No
And
doubt
so-
about that. Yeah, he'll be just fine.
Yeah. Come on, man. Says Trump makes horrible hiring decisions. Yeah. I mean, there's slim pickings as to who would be. A lot of these people have to be approved by the Senate.
Right.
So
Yeah.
you have to be normie friendly.
Yeah, it's going to be difficult any other way.
So what's next?
There was another one related to speech.
Yeah.
What did I send you that's related to speech? Tuskegee. Maybe not. Was it? Was there something? No. You said witches. You wanted to go on with the witch. Yeah. Well, you have it
Okay,
up.
sure.
Yeah.
Let's do the witches.
Yeah. So I seen a couple years ago. I knew that this was going on, which I hadn't heard it in a while, but I had heard about different artists, recording artists that were doing the same thing, wanted to send spells, hexes, different things towards the president.
Yeah.
Very, very popular ones also. So, yeah, this is so interesting. And then when I seen the headline that it's not working, it just made sense to me. From whatever angle you take it as, I take spiritual angle. Of course, it's not going to work.
Yeah. Especially not against God's man.
Exactly. I know that for sure. People say whatever they want to. Oh, he's been married 3 times and all this other stuff. Yeah, whatever.
Right.
There is something special about Donald Trump, no doubt about it.
Indeed. He's a real guy.
Yeah, just all around. And these witches are finding out, they don't like it, but they're definitely finding out that he's to basically just move along.
Yeah.
Try someone else, try another angle, but don't go against President Donald Trump. Could it work? Okay. Yeah. They're called what is it? The Magic Resistance.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And the only thing I didn't look up was I didn't look up the group, that Reddit.
Oh, that Reddit group.
Yeah, I didn't look up that group. The
There's
Witches
like
versus
700.
Patriarchy.
There's 750,000
Yeah.
followers on this Reddit group.
Right.
What are they called?
Witches versus Patriarchy.
Oh yeah, witches against patriarchy or something like that. Witches versus
Yeah.
patriarchy. There's a witch talk, TikTok witch talk. Everything, all the social media platforms are demonic. So evil.
Yeah. Yeah. So this just
Yeah, they've been going after Trump since 2018.
18. Yeah. Yeah.
I remember hearing about this.
Right. It just it always piqued my mind and my interest because especially last week when someone called JOP about the demons and he asked a question about believing in demons and then everyone, were bringing on their different stories or situations that happen, and this just I was like, oh man, it's the same situation, basically. That they, in the sense of the witches are being deemed demonic. They're being the demons and trying to bring harm, to bring something to break Trump.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
They took credit for Trump getting sick.
Oh yeah, yeah. They did take credit for the COVID, him being out for a few weeks, right?
It happened October 1st, 2020, I guess.
Yes.
Under a full moon, the 2020 harvest moon.
Right.
Divine proof that their rituals were working. They were all excited. But he beat that sickness in like a day or a few days.
Yeah, because that's when I was in D.C. I saw him. That was his first appearance when I saw him in D.C. in October of 2020. And he looked healthy as ever.
Indeed.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
So let's see. Witches versus patriarchy. Hopefully I spelled this right. Witches versus patriarchy, and it's all sort of rainbow.
Rainbow.
My sister, you saw our cat sitting in her notebook one day. Ever since, she's been leaving papers on the floor for him to settle on. Interesting. That's funny. Okay, so post-election politics mega thread, roll up your sleeves. All caps, vent and rage room. Wow. So they're not happy.
No. Oh, no.
Witches versus patriarchy, a woman-centered sub with a witchy twist aimed at healing, supporting, and uplifting one another through humor and magic. The goal is to poke fun at, embrace mystical aspects of femininity not previously demonized, that have been previously demonized or devalued by the patriarchy. Safe space for women, BIPOC, and LGBTQ plus so-called community. We are sisters, not sisters. CIS. If you do not consider yourself an ally, this subreddit is not for you. So don't post in this, people. Don't get yourself banned from there. I'm just coming in to learn about the ladies. We use the term loosely. The witches. Nice. Don't harass. Wow.
Yeah. It is. It's
so they
crazy.
say that he is protected, though.
They do say that. They acknowledge that he's protected. I don't think they have an idea, but they do say and believe that he's protected. He say he has a shield.
A shield of prayer. From Paula White.
Right? Oh, right, yeah. Demons from. What did she say? Angels from
Angels
Africa?
are coming in from Africa right now.
Okay, yeah.
From Africa right now. Is this her, I think? Is that Paula White right there?
I thought that was her when I seen the photo.
Yeah.
Yeah. Since they mentioned her, I just really assumed. Yeah, that's her. That's her.
He's the center of a lot of people praying and laying hands on them a lot of the time.
Yeah.
And this was before the election. And so they were hoping that, we cast our spells, our positive spells for Kamala. And there was like a positive spell for Kamala for a spell
There was.
for a little while.
Yeah. There was.
It seemed like people were seduced into thinking, oh,
somehow
Obama, but a woman.
gravitated to her for sure. Yeah. That's how it seemed initially.
Yeah.
I got that also.
I don't know if it's credit to these people at all.
Yeah.
I kind of don't think. I think these people are just kind of crazy, nutty. But it's funny because they're saying, is it so different from the Christians praying for Trump?
Yeah.
That's an interesting question.
Right. Yeah, they even say there was another thing in that. In that, is he protected? It said he has a shield, but basically a flimsy one, of course, but a shield nonetheless. So I'm trying to figure out a way to create spells that can bypass that, but it's difficult. That was a quote.
Wow. That's funny.
That is.
He has a shield, declared one witch in the thread. I was wondering about this. Yeah. Okay, so this is on the Reddit, right? The subreddit.
Mm-hmm.
750,000 users. Trump may actually be growing stronger with each failed incantation, they think.
Right.
Don't do magic against Trump. He has a form of protection surrounding them that feeds off the magic done against him. You have better results if you focus your magic on helping his opponent or protecting yourself and others. I wish it would work to bind him or do a freezer spell, but you will only be helping him. That's really what the magical indictments against him did.
Right. Just made him stronger. Like,
it just made
powerful.
It just made us realize, oh, they're going after God's man.
Yeah.
Oh, 34 felonies? Okay.
Okay. Yeah.
He's a true man of God.
Right. And then the way they were making it sound, it's like the Wakanda movie. What's it? The Black Panther. His uniform outfit, or whatever it is, when it absorbs blows, and then he can release that.
Whoa! So it absorbs the energy from blows, so that it's even more energized. It's like a power suit.
Yeah.
Then you can throw something even harder back at you.
Yeah.
Wow.
So that just reminded me of that as well.
I didn't know that. Is that from the movie?
Yeah.
Or is that from like the
I've only seen
comic book lore?
I don't know about the comic book situation. I just know from the movie. So it may be.
Wow.
It may be. Yeah, they try to stick to the lore is sometimes as close as possible, but I'm not 100% sure.
Okay.
But yeah.
Interesting. That unfortunately, that guy died of like cancer.
Yeah, and kept it quiet. He was a manly. Yeah, I think he was very manly about it.
Yeah.
Just let no one know. He just
Crazy.
went through it. Yeah.
Yep.
All right.
Whew.
Yeah.
So that's interesting, man.
It is, huh? It's crazy.
And I was wondering as I was reading this, and are these all women who are saying this, or are there male witches, warlocks? A male witch is a warlock, right? Or no?
Or what is a Wiccan?
Wiccan is the religion that
That's
they have.
the religion. Okay, a warlock then. Yeah, okay.
But it's interesting because there was a guy, wasn't there a male who did the original hex against him? I thought it was a man.
I think I've seen a man doing one before. Like in the Redwoods or somewhere, maybe in the Pacific Northwest area. Yeah, Michael Hughes, is that?
Okay, yeah, I think, let's see.
He was the original anti-Trump
Michael M.
hex.
Hughes, the original anti-Trump hex.
Yeah.
See, that sounds like a man's name. I know, I've known some ladies named Michael, but I think that's a man. Anyway, I was wondering if anybody really investigated these purported witches, or whether they're like trolls who were going online and mixing it up with them and saying stuff. Because there's like right-winger trolls who will say stuff.
Yeah, true.
Gen
True
Zers.
indeed.
And they'll say, or there's like creative writers who will go on Reddit and create this elaborate story as though it's real, but then it's fake. And it's kind of disappointing, but it's interesting.
Right, yeah.
It's like they treat Reddit like a writing exercise. It doesn't have to be true. So, who knows? I would like to see a real journalist follow up and track these people down. But the part of the point of having social media like Reddit
Mm-hmm.
is not having your real name up there. So Hake doesn't know how to use social media because I put my username as James Anton Hake. What a mess. Now I can't say anything online if I don't want it out there. That's funny, man. Interesting. Wow.
Yeah. So like I said, I want to say the artist that did mention that she had done those like spells on Trump, but then later on I was noticing that she was making certain type of music about different events in the world, but I just couldn't. I can't gather how she came about. You know, I just know that she said she was a witch.
Crazy.
Yeah.
Was it by artist, do you mean like a musical artist?
Yeah.
Like a famous, popular
Yeah,
one?
right.
Oh, like Billie Eilish or something?
A little older.
Oh, okay. Like that woman who died? The bald woman?
The bald woman.
The one who sang... There's some tortured... Never mind. I don't want to speculate.
Bald. She from overseas?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
You know who I'm talking about?
Yeah. I think that's the only
Did she
person I
die?
can think of. I think so. Just
she
recently.
died.
Either
Yeah.
this year or last year.
She was a miserable woman.
Yeah. I remember hearing, you may have even, you brought it up.
I
on your
think
show,
so.
Yeah. That she had all these, these
That wasn't
issues.
Tori Amos, was it? Was
O'Connor.
it Tori? Sinead O'Connor.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
O'Connor, Irish, Druid, witch.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah, I'm starting to remember now. I remember all that.
But I don't know if she's a witch. It's probably not even the one you're talking about.
No, nope. This one's
Yeah.
still alive. Yeah.
Women. They should just mind their own business.
Basically.
You know?
'Cause they worry and they get involved a little too much.
Totally. Let's get to a call or two before we move forward. Terry out of Oregon is on the line. Terry, you're live with Bigg Bump and Hake. How you doing?
Hi, good.
Nice.
Hello to Bigg Bump too.
Hello, Terry.
Oh man, that was painful listening to you talk about Sinead O'Connor. That way.
Oh well, I meant nothing but positive. I like her.
Mhm.
Liked. She's dead now. I can't.
I can tell how much you liked her.
I mean, she was sad because she was a miserable woman, right? Wasn't she miserable? I mean,
Yeah,
not
she
like,
was.
yeah. She was just unhappy.
She was very unwell. She had a really rough life, and
Yeah.
she dealt with her depression and issues with drugs, which didn't help, and then pharmaceutical drugs, and then she had a real identity issues, so she kept changing her identity. She was a Muslim when she died, which was, I don't know what's worse, being a witch or a Muslim. I don't know, but
I don't know either. It depends on the type of witch or what type of Muslim.
but yeah, she wasn't a witch.
Okay. Yeah. Thanks. for the
Anyway,
clarification.
yeah, I called in because I knew some women who were hexing Trump back in the day.
You knew somebody who what? Who?
I knew a few women who did hexes against Donald Trump and posted the remains of their spell work on social media.
Whoa. The remains of their what work?
Their spell work,
Spell work.
their magic.
Like
So,
the decapitated frogs and stuff like that.
nothing that
Oh, okay.
hardcore.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. Usually it was just binding stuff. So they I don't know. It was really weird to me though at the time because I was still I was identifying as a witch at the time, but I totally did not feel comfortable at all getting involved in that. For one, because I didn't hate Trump.
You didn't hate Trump. You were a witch,
So
though.
that was
You were a witch
Yes,
who was just a spiritual witch, not a political witch.
I
Although
was
you
pretty
were
political.
you were a communist. Were you
No, I was
were you a
pretty
communist at that
political.
point?
No, I was a radical feminist at that time.
Oh, okay. So you became more and more right wing.
Yeah.
Nice.
I know, it's nice. It's nice to, progress as you age.
Indeed.
Go through life. Yeah.
Women are supposed to become more manly and logical in their thinking, which is TERRI.
Thank you for calling me manly.
You're welcome. It's called ladylike. It's also called ladylike, manly.
Yeah,
logical.
there is some. Yes, yeah. It seemed like really bizarre to me, and like if anybody knew anything about like magic or witchcraft, it was like, to me, it seemed like such a bad idea to get involved with that, because for one, you're doing magic with all these people you don't know.
Yeah.
So you're tying up your spiritual energy with all these people, and then you're also, going after someone like. It just energetically, it just seemed like this is not a good idea. It's going to backfire against the people doing it. But you know what? I don't know if it has against any of those acquaintances I had, but I do know that one of them that posted it, she came out recently kind of supporting Trump after he was elected.
Wow.
She didn't vote for him. She voted for RFK.
Okay. I'll take it.
But, yeah, I know she was... She's kind of had a change of heart, and she's thankfully like not totally deranged. But yeah, I'm surprised this is still going, because that was happening like that was 2018, 2017 when they were doing that. So people are still trying to cast spells against him en masse, or is this like an old story?
This is relatively recent because, this story came out in this church website in
it was the
1st of November.
Yeah.
Spells against them are not working, and I'm not sure how recent the Reddit thread that they were referencing was, but there's TikTokers, and let's see this Facebook.
A separate group of protesters hoping to impeach the president with a curse. Today, a dozen so-called witches gathered in
That
Balboa.
sounds old. Impeach the president with a curse. So I'm not sure. I don't know. That was from, trying to find the date on this. Yeah, that was from way back in 2017. Wow.
Okay, yeah, I thought it was a while ago.
But I bet you there's still some stuff going on, right? Because weren't there pro Kamala?
I think that said that in here.
Yeah.
I know that there was like a witch group founded here during the Trump era, and they would dress up and get on like boats and go down the river and do kind of spectacles and like protest Trump and pretend to be hexing him and stuff.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I guess it's weird. It's like, it's interesting how women get into this stuff with this passive aggressive kind of form of trying to manipulate the.
Yeah. Well, they did feel that there was something.
Energies.
They felt that there was something spiritual about Trump. And so that's partly why they kind of went after him, because normal political means like protest and voting and media hit jobs, hit pieces, and all those things didn't work against him. And so they're kind of right, but they're going the wrong direction. It's kind of like Joe from Phoenix. He's right that everybody just goes against and works against Trump, but he's wrong for blaming Trump for that.
Right, I agree.
Yeah. You're right. I'm with you. It's just so like played out. This is so 2020.
No, at the time though, too, when it was happening, I was cringing so hard because it was like, I mean, it's so bizarre. And also, like, why would you post your like spell work for other people to look at? To like, I had all these ideas about like why it's not appropriate. It's kind of like the same ideas, going into your prayer closet in private.
Yeah, it was for their own glory, huh? And attention.
It was all about like glory and rebelliousness and, being wicked. And then also, mean, also encouraging just normal people to get involved in doing baneful magic, you know,
Right.
which is going to harm them in the long run.
Yeah.
So, and in the short term too.
True.
Yeah, it's just, there's so many ways that the fear against Trump is like really wicked. I mean, they're openly casting spells, like
Right.
we're supposed to think it's they're not evil.
Yeah, that's true.
I don't know. People are very blind.
I see it. I don't really see it as like a big deal, any bigger of a deal as anybody who publicly takes some big old stand against Trump. Anybody who does that is, especially maliciously, like you pointed out, is hurting themselves trying to hurt somebody else. Even if they were, even if they're trying to go after Biden, saying "F Joe Biden," people hurt themselves trying to hurt others. Really?
Yes, they do.
Yeah. It's not right. It's the
Yeah,
wrong
but I mean,
energy.
there is something about like taking it to that point of your spirit where you're like devilishly, wickedly trying to like, you know, there is something about it that's really does twist a person's spirit to be engaging in that type of act.
Yeah.
Apart from just like talking smack on the internet, you know, there's a whole other layer when you're like sitting down and like gathering materials and
Trying to harm him.
Evil energy, yeah.
Yeah.
You're conjuring up all this evil energy in you and around you.
It's true.
Real quick, Terry.
So,
Question for you.
yeah.
What did you say, or what did you say that got you to move away from being a witch or practicing?
Well, it was a number of things that happened. I really just feel like God saved me. I don't know what else to say because of my own accord. I didn't have any like revelation. It's like things were revealed to me.
Okay.
The spiritual battle
Makes
that's
sense.
happening in the world was revealed to me. God kind of made me see what was happening clearly, and it kind of happened, I guess, in 2020 where things just became so obvious.
Mm-hmm. I understand.
I don't know. I also had some like visions of evil like descending upon like over the city.
Of
I saw
Portland?
like sky. Yeah, I saw the whole sky like there were these clouds moving really quickly across the sky, like really fast. And I looked, it was so odd. But I saw like, you know what? Actually, it wasn't that. I saw this cloud kind of running across the sky very quickly, and it caught my eye because it was so fast. And then I looked at it and I saw that it had horns. It was shaped kind of like a demon. And following it, the whole sky was like blanketed in black clouds.
So the
And so
spirit
after
of
I
George
saw
Floyd
that, I
came to
started,
you.
the next day I like ran into a guy who had the name of like a demon, and he like bowed to me. And I don't know, and then I like kept running into people who were kind of evil, but they were people that were like also, I don't know, involved in witchcraft to some degree or other. And I just was able to see clearly. I don't know. I think it was God just revealing to me. And then I started reading the Bible again and kind of coming back to my faith and waking up. I don't know. It wasn't anything that I can really say I did or saw. It was like things just became clear.
Yeah, that makes sense to me.
Right on, Terry.
Anyway, yeah.
Welcome back into the fold.
Yeah, it's good.
Well, it's good to hear from you, Terry. Call me again.
Right, yeah. Take care. Bye.
You as well. Bye. A couple more calls on this witch stuff. Allison is out of Nevada, first-time caller. Allison, you're live with Hake and Bigg Bump.
Hi, guys. How are you?
Doing okay, Allison.
I have a question for you guys about the demon talk.
Yes.
So my question is, if demons are believed to manipulate people's thoughts and actions, how do we differentiate between a person's true self and the influence of these forces?
Oh. Interesting question. What say you? Do you understand the question? Allison, is it with 2 L's? ALLISON?
Yeah, it is.
Nice.
Like the song.
Right on.
Ask one more time for me.
Yeah, repeat your question for us.
Okay. If demons are believed to manipulate people's thoughts and actions,
Yes.
how do we go about knowing the difference between a person's true self and the influence of the forces?
Great question.
I don't know. It's just I don't sit around and try to figure out if that's the case or not. To me, it's just if I see it or I don't. But I'm not searching to find out if this is evil or demonic or not.
That's a fair point. I think that's a nice answer.
I agree. Can I ask a second part to it?
Yeah, please.
So if a person is sometimes unknowingly under the act of the influences of a demon, where does the personal responsibility begin and end?
Nice question. I like it.
Thank you.
Personal responsibility.
Because you know how people say it wasn't them at that time. That's not who they are. Like
right.
They you know what I mean? Like so where does someone's accountability and their responsibility of their actions begin or end if they're under the influence or as people say, like a possession of a demon?
Well, there's again like the law of the land, so you have to be, that's just what it is as far as that.
Whatever you commit, is committed by your body, the law is going to hold your body responsible for that.
Right.
That's
valid. Isn't that screwed up, though?
Say again?
Isn't that kind of screwed up, though?
I don't think so. Why would that be messed up?
Because if it's not you committing, yes, it's your body committing whatever, but if it's not you personally and you're not conscious of what's going on, how is that fair in a sense? Because I feel like in certain like documentaries or like movies that I've seen, even though like we shouldn't trust the movies of Hollywood, they still give a good layout of like how things happen and sometimes end up happening in general. And so like when someone like snaps out of their their manipulated mind, I guess, they're always so confused and like dazed and like, I don't know. I feel like I agree that it's fair that they get charged with whatever they committed. I do agree with that, but I'm just trying to come from like a different point of view of like, how is that fair?
I say because if you were gone enough to be that possessed to do some crime or whatever, then you're not to be trusted in the public. You should go to prison. And truly, if you didn't do that, then it's not you who's stuck in prison. Mm-hmm. Your body is stuck in prison, but you can be free inside even while in prison. I wouldn't like it. I wouldn't really like it necessarily because of the ego, but that would be my ego not liking it. So,
good point.
And so that's like an opportunity to repent or hopefully not get R-worded. Yeah. Stuff like that. Sorry, kids.
Yeah, no, that makes sense. Okay. And so I personally know a person who has a very is very influenced by evil, but I don't think they realize that they're under evil, but they commit very heinous evil acts personally.
Mm-hmm.
Not like out and like murdering people, but like breaking people's like self-esteem down, or like talking down on people, or taking from them, from like stealing to theft to this to that. And like they don't seem to understand, or maybe they're not aware, or maybe their guilt is just hiding it away, and they're just trying to move on with their life without realizing like they're causing harm to others.
Yeah.
With those type of people, what do you guys think they ever come out of that and realize like, oh, this is the truth that I've been hiding from? Or like, do you think they're going to continue to bury it deep down to where like they'll never become aware of or even accountable of their actions?
I think you kind of described everybody.
Right.
And some people that far gone, like you described, do wake up and come to their senses, and some don't. Most don't.
Okay.
That's my take. What do you say?
Same thing. Some, because the light is there. If it's not shining, if you don't realize it, if you don't realize that revelation, then you're just going to, I see it as you're just going to keep continuously doing the same thing over and over.
Yeah. And what's that called? Isn't that like insanity? When you keep doing something and even though you don't get the outcome, like a different outcome from it?
Yeah.
That's a common association with insanity.
Mm-hmm.
Doing something over and over and expecting a different result.
Yeah.
But insanity, that's one person's description of insanity or example of insanity. But most of us are insane. All of us are insane and possessed and evil like that.
It.
At some point in our life, or as always?
Probably most of our lives, we seem to get like worse in life. I mean, in some ways you get a little bit more mature. You learn how to function in the world a little bit better. Some people do, but still, I don't think I think we got to really just watch ourselves.
Yeah, and just worry about your own actions.
Not just actions, but the spirit in our actions. And thoughts and assumptions about ourselves and our actions and stuff.
Okay.
Fun call, Allison. Yeah, go ahead.
Thank you. Sorry. Do you think that, like, so with narcissists and, like, people who have narcissistic tendencies, at least, or, like, just, I don't want to call them just like evil people, but I feel like narcissism is a very evil thing, and it's a very evil personality trait to have. Do you think those type of people will ever love or feel love or find love for themselves, at least, and without the help of God? Or do you think they need to find God first and then they can process into all that?
What do you say?
I say you have to find God first. You may notice something, but you're not going to overcome it until you return to God.
Right.
And everybody's a narcissist. Everybody is evil.
Everyone is a narcissist, for sure.
Really? You think so?
I think the definition for me for narcissist is selfish. And everybody's selfish. Everybody's vain.
You do things for yourself.
Yeah, everybody has this idea about themselves, and and nobody has love. Nobody can find real love. They might find like I fell in love, but that's not real love. You know, that's just more dark emotion mess.
But what about with soulmates and stuff like that? You don't think that's love?
No, I don't think so. I think that the soulmates. Usually the soulmates is like a lull. They're in a lull. You know, they're appeased. I have a super chat from Lin Yan Chin for you. Do you mind hearing my super chat for you?
Oh, go ahead.
Lin Yan Chin says, Allison, and he put one L. It's two L's. The term demon is a catch-all phrase that just means disturbance. It's not unlike modern mouth breather notion of so-called intrusive thoughts. It is where idiots generate thought and get disturbed or / offended by the nature of the said thought.
So he doesn't think that there's actual like walking like demons walking around. Is that what he's saying? He thinks it's just like within yourself.
I don't know if he's believing that or not, but he's encouraging you to think of that in that way as any like disturbance or intrusive thought or whatever. Note those, like consider those to be demons.
I can see where he's coming from, but also I've had my own personal like experiences with seeing like
Full blown
in my face like demons.
Yeah. No, it's not that those things aren't real either. I mean, but demons become more and more unmasked if they're masked as like something nice, as like say the idea, because oftentimes you love the idea of the person better than the actual person, right? So this idea of a soulmate, that's a demon that's setting itself up to be a false god, a false idol for a person to worship. Oh, I worship my soulmate. But really, you're just worshiping a demon, a false idol of that. And sometimes that you don't really see that that's a full-blown, nasty, evil, dark, ugly, scary demon behind the thing that you think that you're worshiping, because it seems all nice and like it feels like it's love or something, but it's a real demon. So you don't want to just diminish, you don't want to just dismiss thoughts as, oh, that's just itty bitty nicey demons, not like the real dark demons. They're all dark demons, I think.
Yeah, I agree. I think if anything is considered a demon, I can only assume that it's not a good sense of anything. It's all dark. But
yeah.
I kind of feel like, well, when you get married though, and you are vowing to the person that you're marrying under the what would it be, under the presence of God and the heavens and all that, because it's said that when you marry and you go to heaven, you become one in heaven with that person that you marry, your soulmate. So if that's the case, then how can a soulmate not be someone that you love? Even though you're one on earth. You're not one in heaven, because in heaven the people are not married nor given in marriage according to Jesus. Okay.
Because once you get to heaven, you're back separate. You're more like the angels.
With that person?
No. It's not. It's till death do you part, the physical death. It's not something that God put you together in heaven, and when you get to heaven, you'll be united again. I don't think that it's like that.
Interesting, because when I get
under
married,
God, you are considered like one, maybe. Go ahead. What about when you get married?
When I get married, I plan to not do the basic vows of till death do us part, because I feel like if you pray enough to God, and you pray and you do the Dear Jesus, and you talk to Jesus about everything, and you ask if it's not if it's okay, but if you ask to kind of switch up the vows in the sense of not saying till death do us part, and you kind of just leave that out, I feel like you could still be bonded as one even when you do leave Earth, because I feel like no one's done that yet.
But why would you want to? I mean, you're not God. You're making that person. You're making it sounds like that's making a marriage more important and everlasting than it should be. Are you a Virgo?
No, definitely not.
I asked that because somebody in the chat asks me to ask you. It's not that I know what that is.
No.
Bigg Bump, what do you say to this? You're a married man. Say something.
I don't know. That's not. I want to. Or what are you saying? Like, you don't want to have these. I don't know. It's crazy to me, because like James said, it's till death do us part. And that's just it. You don't like that. There's something about that you see that
because
rubs you the wrong way.
Because I want to be with the person forever.
But you're not going to be with the person forever.
But you don't even know any person that you want to be with for eternity.
Why not?
You don't, right? You haven't met.
No, I do.
You've been married.
No, I haven't been married, but I'm in a relationship.
And how do you know that you want to be in this relationship forever until you, like, you're just holding on to some crazy idea that's a demon telling you that.
No.
Yeah, that's an idea. You're in your head.
The person is not a demon. The idea of I want to be with this person for eternity if I get married to this person. That's not from God. God didn't tell you that. Get your orders from God, young lady.
But why would God want people to find? Why would God want a man to find a woman, for the woman to then bear children, to have children, grow a family, and then what? After that, everyone just dies, and that's it.
Yeah, and then hopefully you guys go to heaven because you've been living in heaven on earth, or you stay in your hell. Hopefully not, but that's kind of what I think happens. People either go to heaven or go to hell, and it's based on whether they died in their sins or died in their freedom.
Interesting takes.
Yeah, well, it's an interesting take that you want to be with them even beyond death. I think that you are a hopeless romantic, Allison, but you can get hope again.
It almost sounds witchy to me.
Yeah.
That sounds...
How does that sound witchy? That just sounds like...
Because this is an idea is this an idea that you got from God?
This is what I've understood from reading and finding a relation with God.
In the Bible,
because I feel like everyone reads the Bible wrong.
So you read in the Bible, seemingly, that it seems like husband and wife are back together after death?
What I understand from it, and what I've come to an understanding of, is that a lot of people read the Bible wrong, or they live by the Bible, like strictly by the Bible, like as that's their life, when it's not, and it's Jesus's life, and it's his disciples, and it's not for us to live like, it's for us to be like, but not to live like.
Nice. And
so from my understanding of everything is that when you find the person that you want to marry, when you get married, you make a vow under the observation of God in the heavens, and you're vowing to be with that person through sickness, through health, through ups and downs, all that. And then from there, you have children, and then when you have children, you raise your children. No matter what happens in the marriage, you stay with that person, you work on things, you never divorce, because once you divorce, it's not good for God. He doesn't say that. But then there's this quote from Jesus that he says, whatever you bind on earth shall have been bound in heaven.
So you think that you bind yourself together with a man, you'll be bound in heaven?
I think the soul
Read the part, your homework to call me back another day, Allison, is to read the part where Jesus said to the Pharisees who tried to trick him about this lady who, her husband died and she had no kids, so his brother married her to help make kids, but he didn't have kids either. And then somebody else, so he died, and then she got with somebody else. Whose wife will she be in heaven? Jesus said, nobody's. Don't you know that in the kingdom of heaven, women and men are neither married nor given in marriage. They're like the angels.
But
so
was
read
she
that.
married to these guys?
Read that in the Bible. It's somewhere in like the Gospels. It's one of the Gospels.
Okay.
Yeah. Read that and let me know what you think.
Okay, I'll call you guys back tomorrow then.
All right. Fun talking with you, Allison.
Nice.
Appreciate you.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Bye. See, the ladies love Hake. Man, real quick, another witch call. Speaking of witchy. And she was talking about the witches. Saul in New Jersey, first-time caller. Is it Saul or is it Saul?
Saul.
Nice. Good to hear from you,
Yes.
Saul. You're live with Bigg Bump.
Thank you. That's first time, long listener, first time, I gotta say.
Right on, man.
But I had a run-in. with these witches.
Okay.
And it's very real. These people are insane. They believe in witchcraft and demons. And they stole my cat and they sacrificed it. I thought it was those Jamaicans, but
oh,
no, and then
or
they
Haitians.
said maybe Haitian gangs, but no, it was actually a group of kids that were local. But
yeah,
personal responsibility is the thing that I want to talk about the most. And when I spoke to the police officer for my report, he said, listen here, excuse me. He said, it was your choice to let the cat out.
Oh, wow.
I said, I understand.
That's cold-blooded.
Yeah, Snookums has got to go poo. So I said, I got to let the cat out because the bombs are in the house. Personal responsibility and people deceived by demons. I'm very, very familiar with this. And like right now, you have demons near you. Very near you, and you don't know. If a man steals from you, should you not seek recompense?
If you can.
Yes.
It shouldn't be. It shouldn't drive you to distraction, though.
Right. Don't be distracted.
Yeah.
But definitely call it out. And call it out firmly. And those that say they are, and who are not, watch out for them too. Watch out for them. Because there's a man right now very close to you who's stealing from you at all times, and you have to be aware of who that may be. It could be your sister, your brother, your uncle. Could be in your live chat right now. He could be restreaming your show right now and stealing your views. His name could be Pastor Chatelet.
Pastor Chatelet.
Your views.
Saul, is this King Saul?
Right now on Rumble.
Right.
Yes, he's a very, very, very litigious, very, very special kind of man.
Yeah. Well, he's a monthly supporter, so I appreciate him. I don't mind.
Yes, awesome supporter. So thank you very much. Be aware that he is out there.
Did they really sacrifice your cat?
Your content. No, he didn't do that.
Okay.
Well, he might have.
No, the witches. Did the witches really sacrifice your cat?
The witches sacrificed my cat.
That's a real story?
And they drew. Yes, it's true.
I remember in the 80s and 90s, I did see some, decapitated animals running around not running around. When I was running, they weren't running. They were dead.
A cat with no head running would be something superior.
That would be.
But no.
When I was in the hills,
they wrote the word
SGD.
Kek on the wall, K-E-K, and I don't know what that means until I Googled it.
Yeah, it's kind of like
And
LOL.
it's a reference to yes, but it turns out no, it was a reference to a frog.
Yeah.
God of the Egyptian pantheons. And I was like, oh, geez, this is terrible. It turns out he's the god of chaos. So these are chaos worshippers that killed my cat. And right now, the same chaos worshiper is restreaming your live stream while you're live and stealing your views.
Hey, I don't mind it. I appreciate it. I don't call that stealing views.
Can I restream you too, sir? Can I set up a Rumble? Saul likes to stream.com.
So is he really streaming? Are you telling me? Hold on. Well, I was kidding around.
No, I can't do that.
Yeah, don't do that.
So
Rumble.com/Pastor Chatelet. Maybe he's just trying to promote it. I don't see him streaming. He's not streaming, man.
Yeah, you're live right now, right?
I'm live on my channel.
Yeah, and he's live on his channel too, showing your show.
No, I don't.
It's his
I don't
content.
see it.
Can I do that too?
No, I gotta run, man. Nice talking with you, Saul. Take care, man.
Can I stream you too?
No.
Please?
Afterwards.
I want to make the shekels.
Take care, man.
Oh my goodness.
Appreciate you. All right, bye. Okay, we have 25 minutes, and we got to cover some more content. And I will get to hopefully the rest of the callers who are on hold. Hang tight. We'll make a strong effort. We have super chats to get to as well. In fact, while you gather your story for the next thing, I have a coffee from Cesar. 3 coffees. Sup, Hake and Bigg Bump? Have y'all heard about Trump's executive order speech? If so, what do you guys think about it? I haven't heard about it. I haven't heard it. His executive order speech.
I've heard quite a few, but I'm I don't think I've heard executive order speech.
He will be issuing some major executive orders. I'll have to get back with you on that, man. We'll have to get back with you. Mo Betta bought 50 coffees. I'm gonna have to read that one tomorrow, Mo Betta. I did see your Ninja Genie wanting me to ask if he can put the beats over underneath Ronnie from Ohio mumble rap. He's accusing Ronnie from Ohio of mumble rapping and wants to use Ronnie from Ohio mumble rap on his new hip hop beats. Thank you, Mo Betta, with your Ninja Genie. He tried to give 2 Ninja Genies. And Manuel from California with his 5 coffees the other week. Check the DMs on X, some clips with TERRI. Cool. Thank you, guys. There was another diamond. Stay off Reddit, Hake, says Aries 1. It's all betas on there. Interesting. Thank you, Aries 1. Okay, so what are we going to cover?
Real quick, got to talk about the blacks.
Indeed. Oh, man, yeah. I mentioned that we were going to cover this. I'm glad you're covering it.
Yeah. The Tuskegee University homecoming. This weekend was their homecoming. I think they played Miles College. It was funny because I have recently a younger cousin of mine just graduated from Tuskegee, and her, along with her mother and her aunt, were there this weekend. So I did reach out after I seen this. I was like, "Hey, were you guys out? Everything cool?" You know, but they were fine. I don't think they were hanging out like that. I think they went to their hotel room or whatnot. But yeah,
smart. Yeah, because this was at 2 a.m.
Right. Yeah. They have more
crazy
sense than being out that late. So yeah, this weekend or Sunday morning, there was a shootout at how do you want to call it? A party or after party of the homecoming at Tuskegee. And when it says that 16 people were injured, they keep saying teenager was killed, but this was a 18-year-old. This was a man.
Yeah.
And wasn't a student. But yeah, it's just it was wild because the video that I seen, it sounded like I've never been in war. I've been in 2 drive-by shootings. Not been in them, like I was involved. I was witness, yeah. So it sounds that shooting, this incident sounded like a war. There were like rounds and rounds